Uh, Obviously a tough weekend for the team, but you were seeing the play really, really well over the weekend. What were you seeing, and what kind of led to a successful weekend at the plate for you?
Well, I was just on time. I mean, I was a little early too, early enough where I just felt like I was seeing the ball for a long period of time.
What kind of goes into that? Like, is that just how it is during the course of the season, where sometimes you get at bats like that, or have you been trying to work on, I don't know, opening your front shoulder, try to see it more, anything like that?
It wasn't really a mechanic steal from like what I was working on, but throughout the season, like your swing changes, you progress in certain ways. So it was just a timing deal. I took a step that I needed to take, and the results showed.
Brett in the back.
How much is the game slowing down for you from last year into this year? Do you feel like things are getting a little bit more easier, and do you feel like that's really starting to show with again your bats at the plate and just your play on defense and everything that's been kind of happening within the diamond for you this season?
Yeah, I mean, just the experience, a year in college baseball has helped me find ways to slow it down. Like you said, I don't know if the game's necessarily any easier, but being able to slow myself down more consistently really helps with my ability to perform better.
Obviously, a tough weekend. You guys' first series loss of the year. While you're not one of the older guys and one of the better players in the team, how did you kind of talk to the team about this and how you guys try to rebound this weekend?
Yeah, well, I mean, it sucks. Like losing a series to anyone sucks, but the thing is when you lose a series, you lose two games, so you have a lot to learn from. So we got two games of mistakes that we have to learn from that we can take into practice this week and be better this weekend.
Maddox, you had a 13 pitch at bat that ended up in a home run on Friday. Can you take me through the mentality throughout the course of that at bat and how it was a tone setter for you individually throughout the week?
Yeah, I mean, well, once I got to 2 strikes, like I was just telling myself, like, you can't beat me. Like the pitcher, you're not going to beat me no matter what you throw. I can see everything you throw. So just constantly telling myself that every pitch led to me just fouling off everything he gave me until he gave me a pitch that I actually wanted to hit, and I hit it. And it was an at bat that was tough, and it showed makeup, and it was kind of the spark for the weekend, I'd say.
Back right, Ronald.
I know it's tough to kind of think about the individual accolades in a time like this, but for you, it seemed like the same conversation that we were having a year ago. Does it feel still like you're dreaming to be able to have the success that you're having in your own hometown for this team?
Yeah, a little bit. There's definitely a little bit of that feeling because it's something that I've always wanted, and I've seen people have success like growing up watching the games, and then now here I am having the success. I don't feel it in the moment, but when I take a step back and look at it, it's definitely a little surreal.
Back to Ryan.
Was like in the deep defensive play you made on Friday to Sabine Ceballos' play against Vanderbilt in the regional. You weren't on that team with Sabine during that time, but how have you learned from past Oregon Ducks that have gone through, especially defensively? And have you watched that play and thought about how strong of a defensive moment that was in comparison to your defensive play on the diamond?
Yeah, I have seen that play, and definitely that play meant a lot more. It was a more higher stress environment for them that was against Vanderbilt in a regional, I believe. And the only similarity, or like the only thing that's the same between his year and my year, is Coach Hinkle. So he's there to give the examples and tell us the mentality that was present in that team that can now be present in this team. So that's kind of where the connection happens for that.
Jared, front left.
You guys have toughest part of your schedule coming up. This weekend starts with Michigan, then you have Iowa down the road, and Oregon State and UCLA. Just how do you try to step up and play your most consistent and your best baseball going into the final stretch?
Yeah, I think it's just not making it seem harder than it is. I mean, it's still the game we're playing every day. Like, it doesn't matter who we're playing, really, we're playing against the game. So no matter what the team's accolades are, how good they're supposed to be, if we play the game well, if I play the game well, it should go our way with how talented we are.
And back, Brett.
I kind of want to touch on that because, heading to the stretch of scheduling, you guys hadn't faced much adversity this season. This was kind of the first with this loss to Ohio State. Although, they weren't a top-ranked team, how does dealing with that adversity maybe get yourself prepared for a team like Michigan and Oregon State? And all the other programs that you're going to be facing down the stretch that where the competition is going to only increase?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives us perspective. Like a team that they weren't necessarily supposed to be great, and they beat us 2 out of 3. So shows anything can happen, and that we have to be ready for anything and prepare our best no matter who we're playing. And so it focuses on the preparation piece. And as long as we continue to prepare our best, then it doesn't matter who we play.